What's up, everybody? Welcome to the goddamn show. Welcome to another video on indicators, using indicators for technical analysis. Today, the topic is VWAP, or volume weighted average price. VWAP is more or less used in intraday trading. I like using them in 5 to 15 minute candles. It is in itself an intraday support and resistance line. Okay. Volume weighted average price, or VWAP, again, is the benchmark that traders use to basically calculate and see a security at a price that is influenced with volume. Okay. What I mean by that is volume, you can see these lines down here, changes throughout the day. Okay. So this price is not going to be affected as much by low volume time frames compared to higher volume time frame. All right. That's basically what it is. Because if you were to look at just price and try to chart it or try to find a trend with just that, you're going to struggle, because sometimes it looks like a chart is moving in a certain direction, but there's not much volume behind it and it can get you screwed. So VWAP, like I said, is used a lot. I use it a lot pretty much when finding entries and exits and making sure trends or intraday trends are holding. Okay. So let's use Apple for our first example. Here's a bullish example. Okay, we opened up again. Well, let me say this. At open, it's not great to really go by. Don't worry about it at open. You got to give it a little bit of time and make sure everything holds, and then kind of start following VWAP when you get about 30 minutes or an hour into the market. Okay, so we had opened up high on Apple right here on this day. What is this, May 5th? It broke down, tested VWAP again as a support, and then stayed above VWAP. This right here, all day right here, is bullish, especially as it gets farther away from it. That's bullish, right? It broke down. This is closing, so we're going to ignore this. It broke down below VWAP. It closed. We're going to ignore this. Let's move on up. Let's look at something bearish, okay? Opened up here, fighting VWAP, below it. 2 candles, 2 5-minute candles. That is bearish, okay? Came back up. As we can see here, came back up, broke above it, tested down, and stayed above it. Okay, a little sideways action right here. Okay, so let me look at 15-minute candles, because using 15-minute candles are probably, they show it a little bit better. Here's an example at the end of day Friday. Broke above it, tested down, stayed above it the rest of the day. Okay, so it's not always going to be perfect. All right, so I would have looked at something like this. So I don't really want to blend all my videos together, but when looking at this, it's below it, but we have a huge tail on the 15-minute. So it's not really a confirmation signal, right? This is end of day anyway, but it's, like I said, it's not perfect. You got to use it with other things, amongst other things. Let's look at one more example. AMD, I haven't really pre-tested these, so I'm kind of looking as we go. Here we go, bullish sentiment. This was during market, so it broke above it, confirmed down, got up above it, broke down, tested it, so we could, if we were in a position and worried about leaving, this was the marker right here. Did it break it or did it hold it? It held it, so we would have went on higher the rest of the day. So I hope that's I'll try to find one more bearish one real quick. Oh, here we go. This is beautiful. So broke down, 15-minute candle, broke down, tested back, and then confirmed downside. I would have entered a bearish play right here and sold off the rest of the day. Probably made a good profit had I been watching this stock at that time. So that's VWAP, man. Like I said, intraday uses, not really used for long type time frames. You can set it. I like setting mine for 14 days. The number is always going to be right there. So when you're watching the ticker and watching the price, that's the magic number that you want to stay above or below, depending on what kind of position you're in. But that's it, man. That's VWAP. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Feel free to send me any messages, any questions you have. I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you.